My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Hearthstone Arena, where we have two requests currently at the time of recording of this. Hunter and Mage, that is by Spadebringer and Ashax, respectively. Let's see if we can't pick up a Hunter or a Mage. Hopefully not a Hunter, because I hate Hunters. But then again, I hate most of the classes, so... Oh, right, I have to click the thing where it makes the thing happen. That's novel. Alright, Mage. So this is going to be the request by Ashax Nordentoft. Alright, let's get this done. Defender of Argus is only reliably good if you have enough early game that you can usually get both of the buffs out, whereas Azure Drake is always awesome. Frostbolt, solid removal, the other ones are okay. I mean, this is only good when you have so much spell damage that it's insane. And Stormwind Knight. The thing is, with the GVG meta, a lot of things have moved to, you know, 2/3s being a better 2-drop than 3/2s because they sustain on the board for longer. So a 2/2 dies to a 2/3 without any recompense. It's bad. Alright, so Frostbolt's pretty solidly good. Fireball, again, solid removal. The other two are not. I think I want the Sorcerer's Apprentice for some solid early game, which would also help me cast... I mean, 66% of my deck so far is spells. Which doesn't mean anything. Frostwolf Warlord only is good if I have enough early game for it, which I cannot say that I do at this point. A 3/2 with a really good kind of ability is good enough. Raid Leader, again, only good if I have enough stuff for it. Cone of Cold, not a huge fan of. It's basically overcosted for what it does, in my opinion. Usually you end up using it in the exact same fashion as you'd use an Arcane Explosion, which is 2 mana. And then there's the Silverhand Knight, which I will take. Because if you need to stop your opponent from dealing damage to you, most times you're going to end up dying as a result. Okay, Mana Worm is a good opening, especially since I have Frostbolt. That actually does make it worth it, yeah. Okay, I'll take a Mana Worm. I was considering the Duplicate for a while because I do have Sorcerer's Apprentice, but it's still not as good as the Mana Worm. Earthen Ring Farseer fills up that 3 slot with something that's actually worthwhile. So I'll take it. Speaking of something worthwhile in the 3 slot, Scarlet Crusader. I'd like to take Stormwind Champion for the end game, but the 3 slot is so important. Is that correct? No, I have to take a Stormwind Champion while it's available to me. There we go, that's the Scarlet Crusader I was looking for. Perfect. Sludge Belcher. Yep. Really solid 5, very difficult to get through. You can use it to protect your early game, which I'd love to do for this Scarlet Crusader and the Sorcerer's Apprentice. So many Stormwind Knights have been offered to me, and none of them have been the optimal pick. Flame Cannon is really good early removal, and synergizes with the fact that we have a Mana Worm already. Stormpike Commando removes something. That's pretty good. Frost Elemental freezes something. It's not as good. I want to take the Stormpike Commando. Flame Strike. You always need Flame Strike in one of these decks. Why? Because it's your big board flip, right? You hold it in hand and your opponent has to be scared of Flame Strike the whole time. When they're finally not scared of Flame Strike, you need to have the Flame Strike to prove that they should have been scared of it. Mechanical Yeti has the best stats out of those, and I'm looking for some stat picks right now. This has got to be Sorcerer's Apprentice, right? Considering how many early spells I have. Actually, not that many. I kind of want to... I'm thinking about the Lord of the Arena. No. No. No, that would be wrong to take the Lord of the Arena. Dragonly Mechanic is bad. Ancient Brewmaster is often going to be throwing back a Sorcerer's Apprentice to my hand. Do I take a Duplicate in this case? A Duplicate might be correct. Because I have a lot of very strong minions. And I can cast a Duplicate for 2 with the Sorcerer's Apprentice, which basically becomes an overpowered Duplicate. All of these are pretty bad. I think I might take the Mogashan Warden just to stand in front of Scarlet Crusader and my Sorcerer's Apprentices. That actually might be correct. Cone of Cold can be used as removal, sure, but I'd rather get some more solid 4-drops, like more Fireballs, more Yetis, that type of stuff. Well, look, now we have to take a Cone of Cold, so I'm glad I didn't take it in the last pick. Raid Leader, bad. Nightblade, bad. Both of them, their stats do not make up for their mana cost. So, Cone of Cold, I'll take in the off chance that it gives me removal. This is going to be a Bolt of Ogre, just because I want some big, solid stat dudes. Argent Commander for the charge down of someone. Argent Commander is most likely going to be basically a bomb lobber in this deck, except it ends up as 4/2 and it costs 6 rather than being a 3/3 for 5. I think bomb lobber is better, personally. I think bomb lobber is basically a outright better card. How much early game do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? They can count all as significant early game. So it's whether I go with the Sen'jin Shieldmaster or the Amani Berserker right now. I think Sen'jin Shieldmaster, because I can protect, again, some of my weaker minions, but the Amani Berserker is really good in mage decks. I'm going to take it just because it is really good in mage decks. Scarlet Crusader for the 3 slot, or Mechanical Yeti for the 4. Which is more important to me right now? I think I'll be picking up more fireballs and stuff later, so I'll take the Scarlet Crusader. Ooh, this is really cool. Echoing Ooze is pretty good in a mage deck because you end up running it into something, and if it's like a 3/2, you run one of them into it, and then you fireball, and then you run another one in, and you fireball. South Sea Captain in this deck is just going to be, yeah, a 3-mana 3/3. But the Sea Giant is some really solid late game, which is the most castable of the Giants in Arena. Usually. Obviously depends on your deck. Ice Barrier is bad, it just delays the game, doesn't really do anything. Dread Corsair, it's a 4 mana, it's basically a 4 mana Iron Fur Grizzly, not interested. I'm going to take the Mana Worm for an earlier game. I'd love to take the Snowchugger because it would mean that I'd cut through all warriors and rogues and stuff like that. Actually, that might make it the correct decision. But I really want to take that Shattered Sun Cleric, because with Shattered Sun Cleric, I can run one of my 2/3s into something and it'll survive. Does that actually... I mean, I've got 2 Mana Worms and an Amani Berserker. Is Snowchugger still better? I'm gonna feel bad about that decision, but I think it might be better. Oh, great, now I feel bad about that decision because I have a Water Elemental to do the same work as Snowchugger. Oh, God. And another Snowchugger that I have to take. Great, now it's officially a very bad decision. Silverhand Knight will help me flood the board. And actually now I'm fine with it because Arcane Golem... Sorry, Harvest Golem is just a really solid dude. All of these are bad. Huh. Do I take a Light Warden? The reason the Wailing Souls is so bad is because I have things that I don't want to debuff. I don't want to silence basically any of my early game stuff, so I'd have to hold on to the Wailing Soul. It would most often be a dead card in hand. Do I take a Light Warden just so that I can run it in and then ping something on turn 2? That's like a tempo gain, but it's not a value gain. Mana Rai... I have enough early game that Mana Wraith actually most likely won't hurt me too much, but he could... These are all bad. These are all really bad. I'm gonna take the Wailing Soul. I'm not happy with it. This deck is going to go 4 wins. Why? Because of the Wailing Soul. It's single-handedly because of the Wailing Soul that we're not going to go amazingly in this deck. Yep. Definitely. I'm not lying, not even slightly. Dear God. A little sick at the moment. Let's let some of that caffeine rush to my head as I say, hey, what's up? How are you? Every warrior and most rogue matchups should be really easy for us off the back of that double Snowchugger.
You asked for it.
So many taunts in my deck, and that's all got to go back. And the Water Elemental. I should have a much better opening hand considering how much early game I drafted. I specifically drafted enough early game this time. Uh-oh. Coin Defias, yay. Coin Dagger means that you're going to follow up with... with Deadly Poison. You don't do it otherwise. Oh, right, that. Hey, I'm glad I played 2-3 then. Shadow Step, play it again? So yeah, he basically played a deadly poison. Holy crap. Goblin Auto Bomber is insane, by the way. It's absolutely insane. Luckily, I have a really good response. This will kill Goblin Auto Barber. Well, without intervention from hand, it will kill Goblin Auto Barber and the weapon. I can think of Backstab would save him. Really? Are you kidding me? Okay, this is a rush deck. Please attack my face. What is wrong with you? You're insane and I love it. Okay. Sorcerer's Apprentice, Mana Worm, and then Frostbolt for 1 mana. I mean, now I'm way ahead, but hey, good work. You took 10 of my life.
Magic detected.
It really depends how aggressive the rest of this guy's deck is as to whether that was a good or a bad idea. Oh, great. I couldn't take the risk that he had the ability to clear the board. Oh, do I have to fireball that? What do I want? Flame Cannon. Flame Cannon, actually. Basically the only card that I want right now. That's just so that I keep my 4/4, by the way. Especially because I want to be able to develop the Snowchugger so that I can permanently freeze the rogue, so that none of this weapon shenanigans can kill me.
This is our town, scrub.
Yeah, beat it.
Really? So now you're frozen this turn and next turn. I mean, I have to go for the value trades. Because they're already frozen, it doesn't matter at this point.
Someday I'll be just like you.
I'm so many cards ahead, and I'm equal on life now. This is what happens when you do all-out aggression really early with sap and stuff like that, and you don't have much to back it up.
I'll put it on your tab.
Oh, good work.
Behold,
I am not even gonna trade. Am I? Oh. So either my opponent now fears a fireball in my hand or something like that, or is forced to do Ancient Brewmaster into this, and then Wicked Knife, and Huge Taunt, or something like that. Okay, fine. Still have lethal on board, so that's fine.
I guess.
Well played.
Well played.
Let's chalk that one up on the scoreboard. Oh, there we go. With the not so certain that was a good. I don't feel good about that victory, even though it does go towards our victory quest. It felt like a throw on my opponent's part. They wasted a lot of cards for outright damage. Hitting me in the face with the weapons, that's probably an example of that. Cold Blood is an example of that. Sap, so that you could keep something on the board rather than actually, you know, push through for lethal. That's what Sap is usually for, just push through for lethal. Or force your opponent to play something with a bad battle cry again.
You asked for it.
Flame Cannon is a keep. I kind of want to keep the Mechanical Yeti as well. But I don't have another 2-drop. If I had another 2-drop in hand, I would have kept the Mechanical Yeti. A 2-drop minion is what I meant there, by the way. Duplicate. Please cast something amazing.
Someday I'll be just like you.
It's not exactly amazing. Might have to be coin Wailing Soul next turn. Yeah. Because of a play like that. Nope. Coin Water Elemental. If there is a Fireball, I'm gonna be really sad. But otherwise, I'll be fine. That's from the top deck as well, by the way. From the top card of the deck. Luckily, Wailing Soul is no longer going to be silencing anything that I'm particularly worried about being silenced. So I've got Sludge Belcher to slow down any progression next turn. Which is good. It's not great, but it's good.
Let the pain speak to me.
Are you gonna draw a card? Really? Your hand must be really bad if you're gonna draw a card like that. Still 1 turn off Flame Strike, so I don't care that I just ditched that health. Also interesting to note is if my opponent throws all of their weight behind trying to kill the Sludge Belcher with Flame Strike next turn by moving Sludge Belcher down, I can heal it back up with the Earthen Ring Farseer. Now, I think since I played the Wailing Soul first, if I play Duplicate and both of them die at the same time, I think I end up getting the Wailing Soul. I believe that's how that works. That'd be unfortunate. That tells me it's... Unless you make the attack, that definitely tells me you have Flame Strike. Okay. So, against Flame Strike. Well, that's pretty obvious. Ooh, Time Rewinder. That could be good. Ping. And... It's not a valuable Flame Strike right now, so that's fine. And now... we get good times. My board now has basically the best Duplicate target on it. So unless the Ogre Brute misses an attack on the Sludge Belcher and instead hits the Snowchugger, then I'm not gonna get a bad Duplicate target. Give me that Sludge Belcher goodness. Sludge Belchers are so difficult to get through. Forcing my opponent to get through so many of them is gonna be amazing for me. It's fine, I'll kill it with the Snowchugger.
I wonder.
Oh, this is the correct play. Okay. Okay. So both of these go in here. And then that and that go there. That's an odd correct play. So now he's not going to Flame Strike, so, well, they're not going to Flame Strike, sorry, because I don't have a board worth Flame Striking. Plus, I've frozen this to the point that I now get to kill it next turn. Flame Cannon, Frostbolt. Ooh, Arcane Intellect for draw 3 cards. That's actually really good. Hang on. How much mana do I have? Oh shit, I have enough. Okay. Attack. Attack to the face. Time Rewinder. Play it again. And then kill that. Next turn I can double Sludge Belcher. You've drawn 5 cards on me and I still have more cards than you. See, I've gone second, so I should be 1 card ahead, by the way. That's how that works. Hello, 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 hello. I don't have a silence in this deck. I do have a Flame Strike. Flame Strike right now would be okay. Do I want to save that? No. Alright, I'll make that trade. And then I'll play a Scarlet Crusader instead. So, the thing about the Scarlet Crusader here is I've got 2 targets which need to get both a Flame Strike and a Hero Power ping in order for them to die. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm basically filling up on too many targets for my opponent to hit with the ping.
Your magic shall not.
Ooh, that's not good for me. Now my opponent is deciding whether or not to play around Flame Strike. Whether you want the Frost Elemental to survive the attack or... yeah, that's correct. Considering there's been no testing for Flame Strike so far.
Me and Mr. Fight.
Then I heal this. Okay, I kill that. Again, I now have 2 targets that need to be hit with the Fireball. I was thinking about whether or not I wanted to cast the Sea Giant that turn. I don't think it was incredibly important. That's gotta be Flame Strike, right? You don't have Flame Strike. If you didn't Flame Strike then, you don't have Flame Strike. I don't believe you anymore. No Flame Strike-a-roni. Neither of those are good trades for my opponent, so... okay. Considering the amount of low-cost minions I have in my hand, I can cast, you know... I can cast some of them to make my Sea Giant cost less when I cast it. Okay. 1. That was an accident. I thought I was going to have my Sea Giant after that. Whoops. Well... I guess that's still better. Draw a card. Job's done. Alright. I mean, without an intervening spell, the best my opponent can do is, yeah, that, and then this goes there with a Fire Blast. Ah, or does it naturally with a spell. Okay. Wonder what this spell is. I definitely have to play around, what's the most threatening? I guess the most threatening for me is probably Mirror Image. So I've got to play around that. But I'll test every other trap first, just in case. So there's no move that makes this correct, so I attack to the face first to test for the trap. Okay. I guess I'll give you a Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Just like you.
No! Okay. So, if I want to cast this for 6, I can cast another 2-drop. And then I get to cast the Sea Giant for 6. Okay, so now I'm pretty firmly decided that that's got to be Duplicate. I mean, I'm thinking about the ones with good value in Arena. You've got, what? Mirror Image, Duplicate.
You gotta be kidding me!
I guess you've got Mirror Image, Duplicate, and the Counterspell. That's about it for Arena value. Okay. I'll freeze you. I'm not going to make that trade. You need to stop my board more than... No, wait, but that's a freezing thing. Alright. The problem is, if I kill that and it's Duplicate, he gets 2 more of them next turn. Alright.
Attend me. Ready, sir.
I think I resolve to ignore it. Flood the board, and rely on the fact that he doesn't have Flame Strike in hand. This is a halfway play. Instead of playing the Sorcerer's Apprentice, I'll ping this. So that if you do have Flame Strike and somehow clear the rest of the board as well, then I do get to kill the Water Elemental with the Fire Blast next turn. Actually interesting is the fact that I should have killed the Water Elemental because I'm an idiot, right? The Venture Mercenary is out, so the Water Elementals both would have cost 7. Only one of them would have been able to come out that turn, therefore I would have won already. Well played. I still fucked up at the end, but it worked out. Whoa, hang on. Fix it. There we go. Got the score done. Good work, Ryan. A round of applause against Higi Kane. Match 3. Setting up for win 3. Let's get ourselves some more caffeine into our system. It's very early in my day. I'm not going to say very early in the morning, because it isn't. It's about 4 in the afternoon. Except, I've just been on autopilot all day so far, so this is actually my first part of the day that I'm engaging with consciously.
I will fight with honor.
You asked for it.
All of that has to go back. I need 2s. And I have enough 2s that I can rely.
I'll never tell.
Fuck. Well, the only reason to draft a Secret Keeper is if you have a lot of secrets in your deck. So I'm assuming this person is going to play 2 secrets. Or at least 1. And then... yeah. Isn't that unfortunate? And I don't have anything I can do! Yay! Not a noble sacrifice, so I have to guess that it's Avenge, because those are the only 2 useful Paladin secrets right now.
Powering up. Portals online.
I need this Flame Strike to be really big. Buff, 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 buff. Look. It's a 5/5. Luckily, since I have 1 damage range with my hero power, that's actually not too bad. That's a very interesting thing to do. I am not sure that is even slightly correct. In fact, I am certain it isn't. So again, I'm a turn behind. Basically, we're back at the start of the game. I'm a turn behind, but also, if you really think about it, I'm a turn in front. This is better. But yeah, I'm a turn behind because they're on turn 6, I'm on turn 5. They had the first play last turn. Ooh, miss. Fuck. Oh well. We're getting very close to a good flame strike, but I will do the ping there, so I'm not gonna like make it look super greedy. What'll be really interesting is if they realize I'm going to go for a flame strike and instead use the blood from... Well, that's actually a good decision anyway. That plus that. Do I flame strike that board? I think I might flame strike that board. I'm not certain if that's enough value. I mean, that's 1 card and then 2 card. That's a hero power. How much incoming damage is it? Let's think about that. That's 10, 14... Only need 6 damage to kill me that turn if I don't flame strike. Yeah. I did need to. I'm a little sad that I didn't get the duplicate off on my high value duplicate target, the sludge belcher there.
The gates are open. Reporting for duty.
Let's draw a card first, see what we get. Okay. And then Harvest Gold. Because I have a lot of ways to respond to anything he does right now. That is not a card that's going to survive for too long, so... Yeah. Not so certain I like that. The move you made. Because Argent Commander plus Whirling Blade is going to kill that. Argent Commander, Whirling Blade, kills this. How scared am I? I Frostbolted if I'm super scared. Not scared enough. I think if I Frostbolt it, I lose so much value on that card. I think at this point he's gonna have to start trading. Or have to have an amazing hand to just survive me. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is correct. And this goes out as well, so... Oh, no!
Whoops.
I fucked up. I forgot that I needed the ping in order to kill the Force Tank Max, and I also needed the ping to remove the Divine Shield. God, I hope that doesn't cost me the game. Yeah, draw a card, whatever. We keep finding that my opponent keeps drawing a lot of cards on me, and then I win. Hopefully that stays true. Okay, so I have to Frostbolt behind. It's fine. Unless I want to, you know, make my opponent overdraw. So... Frostbolt buffs this to the point that it can kill that. That's getting that out of Consecrate range. And then Snowchugger so that I can start defending against the possibility of a, Truce of a Champion. Equality, fuck. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? I'm so glad that you don't know how that works. Oh my god. You are fucking kidding me at this point, right? Alright, top deck 3 damage and I die. Truce of a Champion, Hammer of Wrath. Fucking most charged minions. Blessing of Might does it.
Follow the rules.
Okay. That always happens. That always happens. That pretty much always happens. So does that now. Okay. I die to so many top decks right now. That's the problem. I can get the Snowchugger out real soon to stop a lot of those top decks from killing me. That's weapons. But god damn. Double bomber after that. That's crazy.
To battle.
Alright, you have one more turn to top deck me. This turn. Blessing of Might.
I am sorry.
Oh, fuck you.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah. Either... Yeah.
Well played.
Either that person was, you know, trying to troll and get me to concede, like, out of rage, like, oh, fuck, I got top decked. Actually, that's about it. That's the only option. Either that or they had lethal, which they evidently did not. So that's 3 wins, 0 losses so far. I'll go for another one. Damn it, accidentally bumped my microphone stuff. Hopefully, yep, everything's still recording okay. Excellent. So I'm going to go for another one, see if I can get 4 wins before I cut to part 2. Even if I lose this match, I'll probably cut to a part 2 at this point. I've already completed the 40 gold quest, sorry. So I'm over the moon about this run so far. 40 gold, hell yeah. It's good enough for me.
Jaina versus
Moontown Cow.
The light shall bring victory.
You asked for
Sork's Apprentice stays in my opening hand. Sea Giant cannot, so the rest go back. I'm looking for the Scarlet Crusader mainly. Well, that's actually pretty good. Because then I have a 2 into a 2. Okay. I guess I Snowchug against that. So the correct response to me Snowchugging against that, by the way, is for him to attack and then heal his Zombie Chow. Unless he has Power Word Shield. Or that. Boo. Do I 50-50 it? I can 50-50 it. I'm not gonna 50-50 it for one reason. Oh my god!
Whoops.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Drink with me, friend.
The shadow engulfs us.
Do you realize how dumb that was? If I pinged first, it would be dead.
Is someone injured?
Now I'm just gonna be way outvalued. And I'm gonna lose somehow. As a result. I cannot believe I just did that.
I've got a huge gun.
I've no words. No words. I am real properly salted about that. And now my opponent has the board state to win the game. Well, let's see if we can accidentally survive. Somehow. Doesn't help me.
I'm ready.
Someday I'll be just like you.
So I need my opponent not to have 2 damage at all from anything. That's how big of a mistake that was. I likely would not have lost this game if I had killed that in the correct order. I would have been able to develop things rather than remove things. I would have been able to remove everything. And I would have had less damage taken. It's absolutely insane. How powerful that is. Flame Strike may be my only way of getting back into the game, and I'll have to do it now. Or I could just do it later. Guess I could do that too. So this grows 1. The reason I'd want to do it later, by the way, is so there's more things on the board. This is an obvious setup for, excuse me, Flame Strike, right? Why would I freeze rather than kill if I could this turn? I would make that trade every time if I didn't have Flame Strike. So my opponent now knows I have Flame Strike. It's just, basically I bought myself a turn to hit them 3 in the face. You can make that heal, but the Flame Strike costs me 6 because of the Sorcerer's Apprentice, so I still get to get the Fire Blast off. I can't believe it. I am actually really... Oof. That's really bad for you. Because none of them are alive to get the buff. Whoops. So my opponent made a mistake there. Luckily, it was worse than my mistake. I'm just not certain whether or not it'll be enough worse than my mistake for me to win the game that I'm playing. Health buff? Okay. I think this turn starts with Azure Drake every time. Hope to get Fireball. It's not a Fireball, but it's effective.
For the crusade!
I'm not killing it this time. I'm not killing it this turn. Was it worth 1 damage to the face not to kill it this turn, and 4 health on my Mogashan? I mean, because it can be healed this turn. Not certain. Not certain about that one. Come on. Mootown Cow. I'm looking for the Fireball. Have I played the Fireball? I don't think I did. Definitely played the Flame Strike. That's the only Flame Strike I have in the game. I've definitely played the I've played the Flame Cannon. I've played the Cold Snap. Cone of Cold. There we go. Played the Frostbolt as well. Silence? Target on your own minion. Massive heal. Silence. Power Word Shield. Yes, we'll see. The thing is, I hope that Mootown Cow here is scared enough to heal themselves rather than the Yeti. Right? Because if they heal the Yeti, hopefully they think that they're going to die to Fireball. Okay. Ooh, I'm so glad that's here. I'm gonna heal myself up a lot. Bolt of Soga. Okay. How much damage do I have exactly? That is a total of 12. Okay. So I do need to start trading.
Join or die.
Pop that, get some health. Pop that. This is correct. Okay. So now my health position is very, very maintainable. I just have to worry about whether or not my opponent has wide board clear. I think Holy Nova had to have been used by now, even though it would have been used in a really suboptimal situation. I think it would have had to have been used by now. Shadow Word Pain and ooh, no one's chosen. That's really good. Unless you can give it Taunt, it really doesn't matter though. There's Holy Nova from the top deck! From the top of the deck! Velen's Chosen was in the hand the whole time. Holy Nova was from the top of the deck. That's amazing. Well done. You piece.
To battle!
Holy Nova from the top of the deck. I decided that Holy Nova was not worth playing around because Holy Nova would have been played by that point. That's Shadow Word Death. Mind control, really. I decided it wasn't worth playing around because it would have been played by that point. Little did I know.
To battle!
Time Rewinder, play it again so I can get the 4-4 and the 2-2.
Attend me!
For the crusade!
Ready, sir.
Little did I know that Holy Nova was lying on the top of his deck, ready to go. Alright, what have you got? Velen's Chosen is an amazing card, by the way. Okay, that's 10 damage to my face. If you got 2 damage in hand, I wouldn't be surprised. Or is it going to be something like that? Really? Yeah, make that. Do that. Do that. That is the worst one. Because then I have the perfect response with the Scarlet Crusader and the perfect response with either of these against the Arcane Golem. That is great for me. Do it. There you go. That's the correct one.
Or die.
It solves off the most damage for the most time. And also forces bad responses, hopefully. So, it's my hope that the best that this person can do is save their Nerubian while running into this by healing it first. This is a little bit of an ambitious play. Heal Nerubian? Heal the face, okay. So I die next turn if I don't do anything, so that means I have to do that. I still do have a fireball in my deck. somewhere, I think. Unless I cast it. Oh, great. Get my fireball and win the game.
Squire, attend me.
The correct play, by the way, is heal your minion and then... Okay, whatever.
It's time for a little blood.
This is unfortunately correct. Because I can't cast the... That goes to the face. Because I can't cast the Harvest Golem if the Amani Berserker is on the field. So the two cards he got out of my deck, one of them is Amani Berserker, the other one is Silver Hand.
Ready, sir. Don't mess with
Which is really disappointing. I've already used all of my board clay. I don't like this. I really don't like this. I would have won long ago if I made the correct play in that much, much earlier turn in the game. Okay, so I die next turn if I don't have some form of... Okay, that's fine.
Well played.
Go fuck yourself with you, well played. Two damage wins the game. I have to assume that you have the 2 damage, otherwise you would have gone for that. Really? Okay. Trade all my small minions? No, because this is equally vulnerable to Holy Nova, so instead I trade the bigger one.
It's time for a little
I have a total of 8 damage that I can do from board next turn. And that's by fire blasting my own Amani Berserker to enrage it, giving it 5 plus 2 plus 1. It's just I constantly live in fear of any damage like that. It's not my opponent's fault, except for the fucking ridiculous Holy Nova top deck. It's not on my opponent's fault, it's the fact that I made that bad play in the other game. Without that, I would have still been a card ahead most of the time, and I would have been health ahead. Like, that 1 damage made the difference at the end. That's why I'm annoyed, because I fucked up, and it showed really obviously that it snowballed and I ended up losing because of it. Damn it! Alright, regardless of the salt, hopefully we will see you in part 2, which will be linked in the description down below.